Good day, guys. We're going to be doing an experiment. So I've been talking to Carol about the induction stove kind of thing like this. This is not induction. This is, what do they call this? Just like a regular single burner cooktop. So I bought this a few years ago, maybe more than a few years ago, to do like the cooking videos when I used to sit in front of that window when I had my desk out here. And I did some like mukbangs and stuff where I cooked things and then ate it. That's the main reason I bought this. And Carol said, well, let's try that again. We'll use the Jackery and see how much power it draws, because all the van people that I watch, nobody uses this kind of coil burner cooktop. So everybody uses the induction or propane or butane or whatever, but mostly people use propane. I watched a guy just recently who was talking about his induction, and he did like a whole segment on how much power it takes. He only used one of the burners. He had like a 2-burner induction stove, but he, I think, originally boiled a full pot of water. Then he boiled water. So he got like I guess he got his like Yeti cup, and he filled this with water, poured it into a pot, boiled it, because he's like, okay, well, on a normal day he would make his coffee, so he wanted to see how much that would draw, and it drew a certain amount of amps. And I'm still learning about electricity and amps versus watts. I get the watts when a stovetop thing, let's say, uses 50 watts, and your let's say this Jackery was a 50-watt thing, it would take maybe an hour. So one of the cool things about the Jackery is when you plug something in, it tells you right away how much time you've got using that device, whether it's this or a radio or whatever. So I'm going to do an experiment with you guys and see how much power this thing draws, and then we'll kind of make a decision. But like I said, everybody who I've watched, he's looking at the squirrel. Squirrel! Squirrel! You look like a squirrel, don't you? Yes, you do. Like I said, the van life people that use the induction thing, everybody uses that. So Foresty Forest, I think Chrome uses propane. One of the things that the guy I watched yesterday, he's like, I don't want to use propane because then you need a big propane cylinder. Then you have to store that in your tiny living space. So he'd rather have good batteries that last him to get his stuff done. So let's do the experiment. Let's set you guys up over here. Let's see if I can manage this all. And we'll angle you. There we go. Okay, so let's get the stovetop. It doesn't say wattage. Maybe it does say wattage. Yeah. So output is 1,000 watts. So this is a 500-watt battery. So I'm thinking it will only last a half an hour. Yeah, so let's give it a shot. Again, I'm not sure about the math, and I think I tried this once, and I'm like, it uses too much power. We'll plug that in here. Again, guys, if you can help me and teach me how to, this stuff about amps and all that stuff. I did watch a video. Yes, hang on. I just turned the mic on so that it picks me up this way or this way. Sometimes I forget to do that. Yeah, I did watch a video on amps and stuff yesterday, but it was just like it was so, it seemed so complicated. Let's get out. Again, something that I would do would, let's do this one. And we'll do the same thing that guy did, which is grab a glass or a mug. This is going to be fly by the seat of my pants vlog. So we'll fill that up with water. Might as well make something while I'm almost out of water. So we're on for those of you guys who are new, we're on a well system, and it's a drilled well. It is down like 60 feet or 120 feet or something. But we just don't like the taste of the well water, so we buy our water. Just in case you wanted to know. So as you can see, that was like room temperature water. we'll put that on our stove. This is good to go. I said turn on my AC, and I'm guessing you'd have to turn this to 5. Look, there it goes. So I turn it on to 5. It's pulling 300 watts, 400 watts, 500 watts. It should pull in 1,000 watts, right? It says it's a 1,000 watt burner, so there we go. We're up to 800, down to 600. Okay, so it's down to 3. That doesn't look like it's on, does it? Did it just fail? Why? Why'd you fail? So the lights are on. Maybe it tripped something. Maybe it didn't like going up that high. Maybe because this is a 500 watt, it doesn't like going over 500 watts and it'll shut down. Yeah, it shut it off. So let's unplug that, shut this down, and we'll grab the other jackery. Okay, the big boy's out. Look at the size difference, eh? Like, wow. Unbelievable. Anyway, so let's plug this baby in. And it's already, let's turn it off for a second. So we want AC on. We're going to turn this up to full. See what happens. 800. Yeah, this one's obviously handling it better. Again, I'm not the most educated when it comes to wattages and amps and all that stuff. When I see some of these guys like Foresty Forest, like pimping out his rig, same with Chrome, when those guys are doing that stuff, it just boggles my mind. I don't know. I wish I had taken electricity in high school and retained that information. I took woodworking, drafting. I think those are the only 2 like techie kind of things I did back then. But this is working. Oh, the other thing we do to save power or to just be more efficient, we'll do that. You can smell it. The heat is coming off for sure. We are getting it. The one problem is this is air flow, and it is flowing right onto the burner. So the fan is blowing. Let's just turn this so the fan isn't blowing onto the burner and making it not work as well. At this moment, it's going to take, if we were to keep this on and cook like a whole meal, this thing on high will last, or this battery will only last 1.8 hours. This is what one of my favorite things about this is. It tells you how much power you got. So if it was sunny out and we were cooking lunch, then we could put out the solar panels and try to recoup some of that battery power. We're already down to 98%. So when that boils, we'll shut it off and we'll see how much power it stole from us. I forgot to take this tab off. And just look, haven't used the, you know what's funny is I have used it, so it's a flashlight. It's the heaviest flashlight known to man. And I've never taken this little safety shipping thing off. It's definitely sticky. It's not as easy to come off as some other electronics I've had. You can really smell that burner. So yeah, the reason I'm doing this is because I get so many people saying don't cook in your car, and it's like, I get it, but you know, I tried to cook out the back of my vehicle, but you know, we're learning all these things as we go. Butane doesn't like cold weather, so I can't, like today would probably be fine, but like that last one we did, I think it was 1 or 0 degrees, and it definitely wasn't working for us. But one of my things possibly in the future, if we do use a stove and it's cold with butane, then I'll keep 1 canister inside my jacket and then just keep swapping them out as we're cooking. But I'm hoping this will work. We're down to 1.7 hours of usage, down to 97%. If we're only going to do like a 24-hour, so they get some steam hopping in there. If we're only going to do like a 24-hour sleepover or whatever, then that would be fine using that to obviously boil for our coffee. But cooking like a whole meal, as long as you used it for less than a half an hour, I guess would be fine. I think I did notice when I was looking up on Amazon the induction stoves, most of them said 1800 watts, and this is only 1000 watts. So I think Carol's correct. I should just use this instead of buying an induction. They're only like 60 bucks on Amazon. So like a single burner induction stove. So if this takes or draws less power, which it sounds like it does, now all the numbers are starting to crunch inside my brain. Oh, see, we got some steam. We obviously can't use the 500 watt Jackery. It's got to be this one. And again, it makes sense. You can't use anything over 1500 watts for this. So if I had something that's 2000 watts and plugged in here, chances are it won't work. But again, let me know in the comments below if I'm right or wrong. On a side note, I talked to my graphic designer today. We have finalized 2 designs that he came up with for stickers and t-shirt designs. So those are going to be, they have been checked off. We're working on the last one. It's like a patch. It looks like I could get it embroidered. That's how good it looks. It looks amazing. It looks like, I think I said this in the last video or two, it looks like a ranger's badge, or like a badge you would get for like scouts or whatever, or people that you'd, you know, have that embroidered patch you'd stick on your backpack or whatever. So that's something that might happen in the future. The stickers are going to be for sale for sure. I'll probably have like a 1 sticker deal and then a 2 sticker deal with a little bit of money off, and then I'll be able to mail them out to you guys when you order them. We'll probably have to do it through PayPal. All right, so we are boiling. Shut that off. That's off. So it's dropped down to 93%, which is 7% of our Jackery. We boiled water, so that was, to me, a success. And like we discovered, I probably would be able to cook bacon and eggs and stuff. Carol's going to be my camera girl for a bit, so I said, I asked her if she had eaten yet, and she has, when I was in my room talking with my graphic designer, and I should have asked her if I could cook her lunch. So I'm going to cook myself lunch since she's already had lunch. So we're going to continue on and seeing how much power we're going to use. So I'm going to turn this back up. Obviously, we're not going to use high. We're just going to use like maybe a 2. You
wait till you get your eggs ready.
Okay, Carol's telling me to get my eggs ready first. Let's do, I'm going to do just regular eggs.
Eggs.
We'll turn to 2. Let's see how well that does. So you can hear that Jackery spooling up. So again, it's back up to 800 watts. You know what? It's saying it's going to last 11 hours, but wait till it gets up to
1.6 hours now.
Yeah. Okay, just to make this easier.
What?
I'm going to get my eggs ready in a bowl. We buy farm fresh eggs. So these come from free range.
Some of the shells are really hard.
Yeah, when you buy farm fresh, the shell is definitely thicker than when you buy from the store, because the stores they buff the eggs and clean them so they're all pretty looking, and that wears out the shell a little bit. First time in a long time I've cooked lunch for myself at home, but I do what I gotta do for you. And you. Himalayan pink salt, people. It's the best salt on the planet.
Yummy.
Yum yum. Oh, Carol's in it.
Ninja too.
Ninja
Hi,
loves being in the
Ninja.
videos.
Oh, you're so pretty.
Okay.
Is it good and melted?
It is good and melted. It's nice and coated. And another good thing is this pan in particular is sticking to it, which is nice. I don't want a pan to slide around. You know what? I'm going to turn it up to 5 and see what happens.
Because 5 is max.
5 is, yeah, the highest it can go.
Okay.
And it is now drawing, again, 800 because we jacked it up. And there's no way it's, yeah, there, it dropped down to 1.6 hours. Love pepper on eggs. A lot of you Americans just love the hot sauce on eggs. Never really got into that. Let me know in the comments below, what's your favorite hot sauce on your eggs? Yeah, non-stick is the way to go. Break those bubbles. So now I'm going to turn it down to 4 and try to let it cook up through. We are now down to 1.6 hours. It's almost ready. It's just got a little bit of goo there. Oh, it's done something different. Ooh, that's interesting. It's still on. But, oh, so it must have got to temperature and then stopped using it. So this actually might last longer than we think. Because if it's, when it gets to temperature, it stops drawing power. It's not constantly drawing power, it seems. Alright, I think we're good to go. So turn that off. Jackery down to, let it sit there for a second. Yeah, it's not going to tell that I'm drawing anything. So we're down to 87%. So lots of power in here for more cooking. So I am definitely going to be bringing this into Rusty. Thanks, Carol, for reminding me about that stovetop before I went out and bought an induction thing, which I think will take way more.
Oh.
What did I do?
It's.
Oh.
Yeah, it's okay.
A little bit of butter. Gotta wipe that up. So that is going to be crazy hot. Look at the bottom. Oh yeah. It's done.
Perfection.
It's done. Got that little brown on the edge. Nice and toasty.
Looks like a happy face. Two
Oh.
eyes and a big nose.
Look at that.
Well, maybe not a mouth.
I wouldn't say it was a happy face. It's just, this guy's concerned.
This is the happy
He's
part. That's his nose.
He's concerned he's got pepper all over his eyes. That's what he's concerned about. So obviously you would cook your bacon first, which would take time and more power, and then your eggs. I have that thing in the car, Carol, that it's like a metal plate and it's got those wire things on for toast, to make toast. That would work on there. Should, right?
Should.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I used to eat around. Let's see if I can do it again. I used to not like the messy yolk. And so I used to do this every single time. Of course, we broke a yolk. Just hitting it on the side of the bowl probably is what did it. All right. Well, there's a fun experiment, guys. I will definitely be mentioning what we did here, and probably use some of this footage in the next van life stealth camp video. I do have a really big, cool project coming up, and I'm partnering up with a restaurant. They are sponsoring the whole video, and I'm going to make it as epic as I possibly can. I look forward to sharing that video with you guys, so stay tuned. Ciao. Enjoy some eggs. They're good for you. Cut.
This button.
Print. No top.